Is there really such a thing as writer's block? Uh-oh, I can hear the gasp already. Of course there's such a thing as writer's block, someone's going to yell across the room. How dare you? The obvious reply, one that is used by many, is do plumbers get plumber's block? Do chefs get chef's block? Does a football player get sports block? Or sports ball block? Or football sports block? Of course, the obvious retort to those questions is, but those aren't creative. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm an artiste. I need the muse. I've always told people that if I didn't want to do art or be a writer, the next thing I would have wanted to be was a chef. I love cooking and baking. There's an absolute art to putting together the perfect dish of food. But that aside, I have to say I'm highly critical and absolutely annoyed by the construct of quote-unquote the muse. The muse is an excuse. The muse is a crutch. The muse is an invention produced by writers of old who couldn't think of something or thought of something and threw it away because they were looking for perfection. And instead of sharing what they wrote or even attempting to create new words, they said, "My muse isn't speaking to me." Screw the muse. The muse isn't paying your bills. I have a landlord rattling around in my head every day, and his name is Mr. Imagination. Mr. Imagination says too much, overflows my brains with ideas, and sometimes wants me to write everything all at once and spit it out like I'm vomiting. I know, not a pretty picture. But here's the thing. Mr. Imagination is always there. He's always there. I can't remember if I heard or read it somewhere, but there's this old urban legend about Robert E. Howard and his creation of Conan. I don't really believe this urban legend, but the time I heard it or read it, I can't remember which, it's always stuck with me. It goes something like this. Conan, you know, that super scary, crazy killing machine of a barbarian? Yeah, Conan was real to Robert E. Howard. So real that Howard wrote day and night with the ghost of Conan standing over his shoulder with a blade ready, waiting for Howard to finish his story, not letting the writer move until he was done. Or something like that, I can't remember exactly. But that's the gist of it. And for me, that's Mr. Imagination. Side note, I really don't know where that name Mr. Imagination came from. I just kind of thought it up right now on the spot, and I'm starting to dislike it more and more. My point is, there is no muse. It's imagination. Writers and artists, we have imagination. Ideas coming and going. We grasp them out of the sky. We try to stuff them in our pockets and keep them until later, and sometimes we forget and sometimes we don't. Sometimes they stay with us for years on end, and sometimes they're gone by the weekend. But they are only ideas. It's just imagination. The fleeting thoughts that float around day and night, minute by minute. Sometimes they stay, sometimes they go. And it's a writer's job to make sure he picks those ideas and tries to figure out what they mean to him, and then write them. Writers write. It's as simple as that.